Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel Made in Bluebell Wood. I'm Sarah and I'm really excited to be showing you a craft for the children today. Although of course if you're an adult and you want to do this, there's nothing to stop you doing it. I'm really lucky. I get to make samples, and so I get to do all different crafts for adults and children, and sometimes the children's crafts are the most fun of all. So stuff it, there aren't any rules, are there? If you want to do a kids project, do a kids project. And actually this one, if you did want to try a children's project, is a really fun one to try. I really enjoyed it, and I'm 37 years old, so that says a lot, doesn't it? All you need are some toilet roll tubes, if you're lucky enough to have any toilet roll at the moment, that is. You will need some, oh I don't know where I put it, some PVA glue or similar glue. If you're lucky enough to have one, then a glue gun will be very handy for this craft, and obviously glue sticks. And what we're going to be using are old clothes that you don't want anymore. So as you can see, I've already started hacking away into this one. I thought we all have old clothes, don't we? Or old pillowcases, old tea towels, even old sort of brightly coloured socks or something that we could use. So a little pile of fabric would be good. Some paints, preferably sort of Easter colours, but any colours you've got to hand really. And obviously paintbrushes, a jar of water, oh, and some cardboard as well would be handy. And did I say scissors? Because we definitely need some scissors. And I'm going to show you how to make these, which I think are really, really cute. And you've got this type as well. I'll show you some of the other examples I've got. Okay, so here are some examples of the rabbits that we made in our house. And the first one I'm going to show you how to do is the most simple to make, so would be suitable for a younger child, and that is this purple one. So before we begin with the first kind of rabbit that I want to show you, I just want to explain to you, or talk to you really, about painting the toilet roll tubes. I think it's worth taking the time, even if you sort of prep it the night before, to paint your tubes white first. Just one layer is absolutely fine, and this is the difference it can make. This is a toilet roll tube that hasn't been painted white before painting it yellow, and this is one that has. Yeah, the difference is quite obvious, isn't it? So if you want the colour to be more like this as opposed to like this, then prep your tubes beforehand. They don't actually take long to dry. So the first thing I'm going to do is choose what paint I'm going to use, and it would help if I was using the right end of the paintbrush, wouldn't it? I'm going to cover the toilet roll tube as nicely, as evenly as I can. And depending on the age of the child, you can do a cup couple of layers of paint if you want to, if you really want an even finish. But you don't have to take it that seriously. You can just blob the paint on and brush away. And that's how quick it is, and they don't take long to dry at all, so I'm going to put that over there to dry. And I'm going to show you one that I painted before that, like I said, hasn't got white underneath, but that doesn't matter, we can still use it. So the first thing to do, I think, is to make some ears, and you really don't have to be precious about this and do anything special. I mean, I'm not even going to draw them first. I'm just literally going to cut two shapes that resemble ears. But if you're not confident to do that, then you can just draw them out first. Okay, I might trim this one a bit. Yeah, I think they look pretty good, don't they? So, then you need to just pop your ears inside the tube. You could use sellotape, you could use double-sided tape. If you go for PVA glue, then you will need to possibly sort of clip them with like a hair grip or maybe a paper clip just to hold them there while they dry. If you're fortunate enough, you can use a glue gun for even faster results. So blob of glue, and I don't think it really matters too much the size of the ears. But don't do them too close together, is a little tip. Ah! Nearly lost it. Come on, bunny ears. Behave. Just hold it for a few seconds. Carefully though, using the glue gun because it's really, really hot, obviously. Now what I'm going to do is think about what I'm going to do for the eyes. On this one, my daughter actually made this one, I can't take the credit for this one. My daughter just drew the eyes on, so you can do that, or you can, like I did with this one, cut out some eyes, and then the sort of, I don't even know what they call that bit, muzzle is it? I don't know, I don't think it's muzzle. But anyway, you can cut that out if you want to, or cut the eyes out of cardboard. Or you could use something like buttons if you have any. You could use buttons. Have a look and see if I've got a pair the same. So I've got two buttons the same, and I'm just going to hot glue them on for my eyes. Another one gone. Two. Oh, I stuck the wrong one on, never mind. think that looks quite quirky actually. 2 eyes, different colours. Okay, so then we need to do the nose, and I'm going to do the nose with, I think, a little piece of fabric. This is a little romper suit that my daughter has grown out of, and there's plenty on it that we can use. You hear me snipping away there. So all I'm going to do is just cut a really quick, really rough triangle. Not of that. Oh look, I've got 2. And when you start making these, they really do come to life. We had such a laugh last night making these, honestly, because sometimes they come out and they look really funny. This is an example of one of those actually. I'm going to put, I think that nose is way too big. It actually looks like a bird of some kind now, doesn't it? But anyway, let's do the whiskers, and maybe that will help the situation. And while you're there, if you want to, you could add a bit more detail to the ears. You can keep them like that, or actually colour them in. And maybe you could do sort of Easter colours, but add other colours with them and make them a bit more funky. Like this one. I mean, look how nice that yellow looks with the purple. This is the Sharpie I'm using, but any felt tip, crayon, pencil, even paint you could use. So I'm still not convinced about the nose, but I'm going to go with it. So that's an example of a painted one. And on this one, what I did was just cut 2 triangles out to make a little bow tie. So I'll show you how easy that is to do as well. I'm going to use the same fabric here. And then I'm going to use some PVA glue to glue this on. Because it doesn't need to always be about the glue gun. All of this can be done with PVA glue. Just whatever you've got really. Stick that there. And that there. But what I will do is stick the middle with a glue gun just for quickness, just for the sort of sake of the tutorial. What colour should I go for? That would be too big again, wouldn't it? I like a bit of contrast. Stuff it. I'm going to go for the orange one. I'm just going to go for it. Nice bit of glue on. So obviously if you're doing this with little ones, you know, you'd want to step in and help them with the glue gun, do it for them. And there you go. Another little weird, wonderful addition to our bunny family. He might look weird, but we'll still love him. So, if your children are a little bit older, they might want to take the simple painted rabbit a little bit further. My daughter used the bottom of my baby's old baby grow, and she made a hat for this one, and she gave her button eyes and then put some googly eyes in the middle, which would be great if you had some of those, and then she just drew the little nose and mouth detail, and just literally did the same with this little piece of fabric. And then she made holes and stuck the ears in. So it just lets them take it a step further, really. If they want to go even further than that, then how about really going to town with the clothes? This one has got like a little strawberry top on, and then this little piece of kind of mock denim, and then my daughter turned over the denim on these corners, which I thought was really clever because they actually look like a collar, and then she just ripped off some poppers off of, again, one of the baby grows we had, and so it just gives it that more sort of realistic look, doesn't it? And she even did a little side bag, and she said to me, "I'd wear that outfit, Mummy," which we all laughed at. And yeah, so that's that little one. If you wanted to go even more adventurous than that, then how about this one? This is the one, to be honest, that we were laughing at the most. Because the eyes are so big, so we thought that maybe it looked like an owl, and then it had quite a big nose, you know, like the one that I've just made. So you can imagine that nose with those eyes. It did actually look like an owl, which was, yeah, quite amusing to us. We've all got quite a silly sense of humour in this house. So anyway, there's like a little dress there, which is just the sleeve of a baby grow, and then this little cape, and there's been no sewing here at all. It's just all using what you've got, just cutting it and sticking it. And then it's even got this little scarf with a little bow stuck to it, and a little rucksack. How cute is that? So this could be something that keeps the kids busy for quite a while, really. They could really get into this. And then there was this little frill that makes his hair, and I just think this one is so good. I don't know, this one might be my favourite. It's hard to choose. But it's a chance for them to get really creative with all the little bits and pieces, you know, from that you find when you start to cut up an outfit. So those are the painted ones anyway. So the other way you can create a bunny, which again is suitable for a younger child as well as older children, is by cutting up some of the scraps of fabric that you found into little squares, and then just sticking them on, you know, quite randomly as kind of like a patchwork, and it gives it another look which I really, really love. You know, it really looks like a lot of work has gone into that, sticking all those little pieces, and it's really, really effective. So if this one is dry, I'm going to have a go at making one, and hopefully it won't come out as freaky as the last one did. Okay, so I've got my toilet roll tube, and I'm literally going to slop this all on. Now this painted tube isn't quite dry, but I think we might just be able to get away with it. But in an ideal world, it would be completely dry. You don't have to paint the toilet roll tube before doing this one, because really the fabric that you cut out, the little squares, are going to cover it all anyway. But I mean, if your child is really little, then they might not sort of cover it as well as that, and they might leave gaps, so you could paint it first. So I've just got all my squares of fabric that I've just spent like a minute or so cutting up, and I'm just gonna kind of patchwork it all over. What about if you did some cute ones and then said, right, we're going to have a competition now. Who can make the freakiest bunny? I bet the kids would like doing that. That would be quite funny, wouldn't it? And you can't show each other your bunny until you've finished, and then you have to reveal them. I think we might do that tonight actually, because my daughter is really keen to make lots more of these. She's really got into it, and I love that. I'm always encouraging quiet crafty time, or noisy crafty time. But anything crafty we love in this house. But I do love it the most. Quite often I've said to my daughter, oh, do you want to make something with mummy? And she'll say, nah, I'm going to go and watch a film, or I'm going to do some doodling, or, well, I suppose that is kind of crafty, but she doesn't always want to do it. But I suppose because she's always sort of had it around, whereas some of her friends that visit, lots of times over the years, they've said, oh, Lucinda, your mum does crafty stuff, can we make something, can we do some painting? Because you know, most mums don't constantly craft, do they? I'm just drawing a really simple, actually that looks really dodgy, I'm drawing a really simple detail for the front of the rabbit. And I think I'm going to colour it in. What colour? No, I'm going to do purple. Particularly when you start taking clothes apart. I mean, you can get lace, ribbon off of clothes, buttons, poppers. You can look at kind of the cuffs and the edges of the clothes to really get creative. And make the clothes look realistic, you know. I'm just going to quickly cut this out. I get really excited about these different times of year, and I do go quite OTT, and I make sort of displays and stuff to go around my house. But do you know what? It makes me happy, and it doesn't hurt anyone else. And it lets me still be a child, really. So this looks quite blue on camera actually, but it is purple. I wanted a colour that was going to sort of stand out there. And then for quickness again, I'm going to use the glue gun and just stick that on. And because I've got such a dark detail there, I'm going to do the nose, whoops, bright yellow so that it contrasts nicely. Okay, that really is too big. Ooh, that's better. I might stick it on first, that'll be more sensible. And then colour it in. Okay. Looks cute. And what do we do for the eyes? We could draw the eyes on, but that's going to be a bit dark, I think. So, should we go for button eyes again? See if we can improve on the eyes we used a minute ago. If we can get two at least similar, it won't be so bad, would it? Let's stick these on. And if you do the button eyes and you want to make them a bit more realistic, then you could always cut out a little circle and stick it in there. You could even use a couple of sequins for eyes, couldn't you, if you've got those hanging around, or any sort of little beads. And just blob some glue there. Okay. And what if our bunny was looking to the side? Maybe he's a bit of a suspicious bunny. And we could put some eyebrows, or not. I've got some ears that I've already cut, so I'm just going to use them. But because I've put purple there, I'm going to do like the purple in a bit of the ear.
tie it all in. Okay. I think the next bunnies we make in this house are going to have hair made of wool. We discussed this last night and I think that'll be really cute and really funny. And there we go. So there he is. I've stuck his ears on, added some eyebrows. He's a funny little thing, isn't he? But he's in good company here. Look at these three. And what would they get up to if you let them? I dread to think. So that's it from all the bunnies and me. Please make me, please make me. If you do have a go at making a bunny, then please tag me on Facebook. My name's Sarah Pennington, and let me see just how creative you can be. Bye. See you next time. Bye.